What would be very caught out like Fanny Room? I'll be so caught off guard with that. Saber Room. That'll be
I mean, it could work, yeah. Hey,
Dong.
if you're gonna have like an assassin roam, I do feel like Hellkurt and Natalia would probably be the ways to go.
Natalia.
In the end, Saber is
That's
still a
a
little bit finicky.
Well, we're not gonna see a Fanny Roam, that's for sure. If Fanny gets banned out here, Suyo is open for Smart Omega if they want to pick it up. Because Chip, Jushin, Fanny has been banned, Alpha, Matilda, and Hilda has been banned as well. Again, Hilda is just racking up in terms of the bans. And yep, Suyo picked up.
Alright, the Suyo has been locked in. So now AI Esports, what are we going to see from them? The Alpha is gone. They could take Nolan for themselves since it did already work pretty well previously. But it would require a little bit more active play.
If you're talking about active, Hylos doesn't feel super active for me. So AI Esports, they're already building a wall here, having the Gatot, having the Hylos. So either going for more damage from the mid or the gold lane is probably what I'm guessing here. And Smart Omega, big counter, the Eve. Eve likes fighting against these kind of heroes.
Yeah, Eve is so good at stopping the momentum of heroes like Hylos and Gatot. You just trap them in the box and then they're not really able to properly frontline anymore. And then you have Phobius there as well, who should be able to win lane against Hylos. So Smart Omega still doing a pretty good job so far. Their team fighting already going to be looking pretty good. AI Esports needs some solid damage on their hands. And unless they're intending to surprise with a jungle pick, yeah, they need to pick it right now.
I'm really not sure about the Hayabusa pick here because Hayabusa going up against Suyo. Suyo has multiple ways to escape the damage coming in from Hayabusa. And it leaves Smart Omega options for roamers to make sure that if Eve gets caught, then Eve can handle against Hayabusa. Something that I've seen as well, mid laners are starting to do is just to pick Vitality and Tenacity to deal with these assassins.
Yep, we've been seeing a lot of that. And that extra little bit of bulkiness helps you a lot because disrupting the timing of the kill that someone is used to is something we discussed, right? It really makes you overcommit because you feel like you should have gotten the kill already. So AI Esports actually banning out the Grok themselves. So we're not going to be seeing that for game 2.
In Smart Omega, I'm guessing they ban out like a marksman because having the Hayabusa, AI Esports, if they go for a farming marksman, they're putting themselves in trouble. If they pick up something like a Claude, like a Natan, like where the Natan needs to farm, the Hayabusa needs to farm as well. So honestly, what AI Esports need is a lane bully, like 1-1, which has been banned out. Another option that they can opt for is a Clint, where Clint's itemization isn't that. Clint itemization is kind of expensive, but at the same time, Clint can get gold from kills and assists. He doesn't necessarily have to go for that minion wave.
I do enjoy playing Clint myself, but I feel like he's still in a place where people need to figure him out. So if you're going for a lane bully, I think leaning towards Bruno or the more recently popular Brody is probably a better option here. A Harif is also still okay, but you run the risk of facing against a Lunox or a Natan, which then messes with you a little bit.
So I'm guessing AI Esports can just pick up their gold laner last and opt for a mid laner first. Unfortunately, Eve doesn't have a lot of bad matchups in the current meta because her range is just so far away. So
you could take Valentina.
There's one interesting pick, Staffa.
Oh,
something like a Kadita, which recently got buffed.
And
if they want to go loco, you know.
But Kadita needs to always be ahead of Eve to be able to burst her down because of that extra shield from RWM, which I feel like puts a lot of like requirements for AI. I'm not sure if that will work out too well for them. I think Valentina
or just
is still
Valentina.
fine. Yeah. You just steal the RWM. Oh.
I said it. I said Claude is not a good pick with the Hayabusa because you're both trying to farm. And now Smart Omega picks up the Franco and the Beatrix, which the Franco is good against the Haya, if the Haya is a bit slow, and the Claude. The Claude goes in for the Blazing Duet, just gets
Yep. I actually wasn't aware that Franco still had 100% win rate too. 2 picks. That's actually really surprising. Smart Omega has a solid lineup. Franco can be a little bit iffy sometimes, but they're feeling pretty confident after what happened in game number 1. So AI, they need something good here for the mid lane. I think Valentina's probably still alright. There's actually some good ultimates to steal. Otherwise, oh wow, okay. Okay. You're too good. You're too good. Okay. I could
call the Claude kind of, and the Carita. I mean, it feels good stuff. You know,
that is actually ridiculous.
Right. My record for today has been good. Shout out to me. I haven't been proud of myself for a while, Staffa. I'm in a dark place.
It's okay. We're all proud of you, LaFell. We're proud of LaFell, right, Chad?
Trust me, Chad is talking about something else. They're not talking about the game. let me assure you.
Stop what you're talking, yeah. Chad. LaFell needs emotional support.
AI Esports, again, they have a draft where they can be aggressive, except for the Claude. Will they do it though? Because if the Kadita doesn't go and burst people down, why did you pick up the Kadita, right?
Kadita falls off pretty quickly if she cannot keep herself somewhat in the lead, because if you don't one-shot someone, the hero loses a lot of effectiveness. She definitely got buffed. Almost all the knockup heroes did, and Kadita's animations are like super fast now. But let's see if that will be enough for AI Esports to keep themselves in the Snapdragon Pro Series, as they are 1 game down against Smart Omega in game number 2.
Let me just say, I hope he has practice on the Kadita, because playing Kadita before and now, it throws you off because it's so fast. The animation is so fast that, like, let's say you usually use the Petrify at this moment. Now you have to use it much earlier. So Kadita is better for sure, but you do need a little bit of practice to get used to the new speed.
Yeah, it's the same for a lot of combo heroes as well. It's something to get used to. I think it's still okay because they basically made the animations faster across the board to still kind of make it similar as before. But we'll see, right? Because AI Sports, now that they have a Hayabusa, really need to make things happen fast. Otherwise, they just drop off the map.
Yeah, we can already see a gank here at Alita, but look at the levels. Andoryu is showing that the Suyo farms much faster than the Hayabusa. He got level 4 much earlier. And are they really going to go for this?
They are staying for quite a long time, seeing if AI does end up showing more members, but are going to eventually start rotating over the top side, since that is where the first turtle will be spawning.
Right now for AI, I feel like if they can go for Ukir, that would be a good choice. But again, getting a kill onto Eve is probably the best choice, but I feel like Ukir should be fine. The way that Ukir has been positioning himself in the mid lane is close enough to the turrets so that even if he gets caught by the Hayabusa, I think he can fight back.
Kadita just doesn't pressure enough in the mid lane anyway. Like, yeah, you can poke, but you're never gonna send someone out of lane by yourself. And because Uki is positioning backwards, Ying isn't able to contribute to that too. So the Eve will be able to hit level 4 by the first turtle quite easily. And this is where things get interesting.
Yep, PS now level 5. Andoryu level 5 as well, just got his buff. Looks like
Finger forward by Ryota. PS does get the turtle. Ryota taking a lot of damage from the rough waves, but surviving all of it with Infernal Pursuit. Avatar the Guardian comes out, knocks up one. Ukir gonna be forced to use Petrify, but oh, he actually gets petrified in return. Double kill going over to Lina, and AI Esports gets the turtle plus 3 kills.
Now this is more like it. Now this is more like the AI Esports we were looking forward to, because this time they actually went for the fight.
Oh, that's great. Excellent. Oh, Bloody Hunt, they found PS right into the hook. There's no way you're surviving all of that.
Anyways, I think it's first item. First item, Malefic Gun onto Jome, where I kind of feel like his range is already insane, but I guess it's not enough. I guess he wants more range.
I don't feel like you would really need it, though I guess it would allow yourself to position better against the Kadita. Now that Lina actually has 2 kills,
True.
They do hit the condition we were talking about where they want to stay ahead. So almost anyone on Smart Omega's side should get one shot, with maybe the exception of Ryota. So for the next few moments, they're gonna be playing it safe.
Okay, so let's just see whether he can get it or not. My only worry is that China is gonna cause doubt for AI esports, because if Lina goes into a bush and then Chaknu is there, he can stop the movement coming in from Karita before Karita gets down in the pool and then deal the damage. So Chaknu is pretty crucial in this matchup to kind of prevent the aggression coming in from AI. Doesn't matter whichever direction the aggression is from.
But the one unfortunate thing about Franco is, although he has a really powerful crowd control, it's only going to be on one target. So when
True.
AI is running at you as a team in the glorious pathway, Changlu can only do so much. So the rest of Smart Omega is going to need to make up for that.
Lina now having the Genius Wand, making it so that a lot of magic magic resist reduction will be there.
Pathway comes out. Ryota tanks the rough wave, still surviving, but Turtle is taken away by AI Esports. Bloody Hunt on top of Ying, but Vengeance keeps him alive against 4 members. He will finally go down. 1-for-1 trade. AI Esports still on top though. PS actually getting all the objectives, and now even the mid-tier 1.
It's a good call for AI to actually go straight for the mid lane turret there, because now they can actually have some form of map control. Because once you get the mid lane, you can control the jungle. And I feel like that's what AI wants to do, because that's how you stay ahead. You control the jungle. If you win a lot of fights but you don't control it, then the enemy can eventually catch up to you.
Yeah, so AI needs to keep a firm grasp on the lead that they've been able to build so far, and hopefully continue to build on it. Ryota ended up dashing really far there, gonna engage on Alita. Black coming in. I think Ryota actually jumped back in. Now he is in some trouble. Taunt will keep him in place. Here comes Lina with a full combo, gives the kill to Alita. And things are now looking a little bit more dangerous for Smart Omega. Bot lane, I think. Oh, Joe almost got picked off by PS as well.
This is a much different Lina from game number 1. Lina on the Karita and Lina on the Luyi is so different. It's night and day. It's night and day. To the point where maybe he just spent all of his time on Karita and really not investing in other heroes, because this difference is so big, Stafa. Like, the level of confidence that AI Esports have makes it so that now Smart Omega might have to really consider, it's like, oh wait, they're fighting back. What do we do? What do we do now?
It's much more along the lines of what we expect from AI Esports, and Lina especially has always been a very aggressive mid laner. Actually got MVP of the day, I think, at one point during the Myanmar qualifiers for M6, so definitely a player to respect. Smart Omega now looking to engage in the mid lane. AI Esports has control over the turtle pit. At the same time, Alita pushing tower bot. Glorious Pathway comes out, splits Ryota apart from the rest of them. Iron Hook misses on Chaknu. So Smart Omega can't engage here. Turtle goes to PS.
I'm just saying, Stafa, we have to be careful whenever we say his team. Yes.
Yep. Because
Sounds
we're telling
much
people
different
that.
in my head.
Oh, does it?
Yeah. I'm sure people. I think people didn't notice it, but I guess now that I brought it up, now people know. But it's not. It's AI Esports with almost 5,000 gold now confidently controls the game. Andoryu looking for farm as best as he can, going to the side lanes, completing the 100 strike. But now AI Esports is onto him.
Uh-oh, Andoryu in trouble here actually. 1v4, Alita jumps in, Glorious Pathway cuts off his path, tries the Blade Surge out of there, but Lina gets the killing spree with rough waves.
Now AI Esports, they look like they're in the same position as Smart Omega was. Now we have to see, how do they end this game, especially so far for Smart Omega. Chanu hasn't really been present in the map.
Yes, I think this this Franco pickup ended up being a little bit too confident. They thought that they were going to be facing a team similar to game number 1, but then AI Esports just completely turned it around on them. PS and Lina actually farming very well. Alita just got the DHS as well. 8.5 minutes in. This is looking very good for the Myanmar team.
Oh yeah, very good, very good. And I was worried about the farm sharing between the Hayabusa and the Claude. Looks like, there's no issue here. If you're winning by this much, then really it's not that big of a problem because Smart Omega, they haven't, like, the heroes that they picked up, Staffa hasn't really been punishing anyone. The Franco hasn't been punishing anyone. Ryota on this Phobius hasn't really gotten that stuff into the back line. It really does look like Jome is the one that can really dish out the damage, and Chinu just got bursted down so fast.
Wow, if even Franco is getting bursted by Lina, then this Kadita is officially a threat. Oh man, this is gonna be rough. Smart Omega, they're not really in the position they want to be either, where they're comfortable enough to start roaming around as 4 and taking team fights, which is where they're gonna be stronger with Beatrix and Eve. So AI Esports just have the superior pickoff composition and are using it very well.
Right now, like, the Lord is marching up, and Doryu is struggling to get as much farm as he can. I want to look at the items here, because again, let's remind ourselves, Jome had options. He could have gone for the Blade of Despair first. He went for the Malefic Gun instead. Now he does have the Blade of Despair, but is it enough though? Because the Claude has 3 items, he only has 2.
And Doryu is stuck once again. Wasn't able to complete his recall in time before Ying came to the lane. And that means that the Suyo is just gonna be quite easily picked off. He's gonna buy as much time as he can, but it's inevitable at this point. Surprisingly survives a lot longer, but Alita gets another kill. 2 kills down.
I was about to say. It's like, oh, he looks more like the fighter than assassin, even though he was using the mortal form.
Suyo surprisingly hasn't been having a good time today, huh, LaFell?
Oh yeah, very good. But what's not having a good time right now is Smart Omega as the Lord marches in, but the Lord gets taken down. But AI Esports was able to get the holy defense. I guess it's good. Like, Andoryu died for sure, but he did a lot of damage onto the Lord and the minion wave. So that sacrificial play bought a lot of time for Smart Omega.
Yes, especially pulling away the Claude for so long may have helped them keep the tower as healthy as it is. So surprisingly, not that bad. And Smart Omega, despite the disadvantage they're in, Jome, their main win condition, hasn't actually died yet. So the Beatrix can still do some damage once we get a couple more items under their belt.
Andoryu now having penetration as well with the Malefic Roar. The only problem is that going to the... Actually, no, it's not a problem. Andoryu doesn't have to go to the backline because the backline wants to move forward. Lina wants to move forward. Alita wants to move forward. Ukir now having the warrior boots as well, understanding that he needs more defense going up against the Claude as well as the Hayabusa. This is the problem for Smart Omega, and this is why AI Esports is good when you use an aggressive draft like this, because you're torn apart by making armor or magic resist. Because when you itemize against the Claude and the Hayabusa, the Karita can one-shot you. If you build magic resist, the Karita can one-shot you, but the Hayabusa and Claude will just deal too much damage. So having multiple threats, and those multiple threats doing well, Lina is doing well, Alita is doing well, makes it so that Smart Omega, they don't have the correct answer. Like in a multiverse where you have one universe they build magic resist, another multiverse they use armor. Both doesn't seem well because both players from AI is doing so well. It's almost 10,000 gold lead there, Staffa.
So you're gonna need Doctor Strange to tell you there's only one in like 14 million universes where you actually win this. But I don't think it's actually that small for Smart Omega. Like, yeah, they actually do have late game scaling, and their comp is not bad at base defense with an Eve and Beatrix, and Ukir's just finished Wishing Lantern too, so they have the damage. They just gotta hold a little longer.
Just wait for Chadu to get that hook. You just need one good hook, just one, and then it will completely change the game.
It's gonna be difficult though. Oh, Alita just finished Wind of Nature, so now he's able to play more aggro. Glorious Pathway comes out, hook lands on a minion. Unfortunate. So mid inhibitor will fall to AI Esports. Lord gonna be pushing down bottom, but not actually a lot of minions for AI Esports to play around with. So Smart Omega may have a Escape death for now. Hook misses again. That's gonna start feeling very frustrating soon. One final minion wave. Lina gets shut down! Sniped! Killing spree for Jome. That's what they're looking for.
I mean, I was saying in the line that a good hook will happen, but I guess if Lina makes a mistake, that's good as well. Like, it doesn't matter how it happened, as long as it happened, right? So now Smart Omega, they have a small chance. They don't have the mid as well as the bottom inhibitor, but at the same time, beggars can't be choosers.
I just realized that Chuck Nu went for Winter Crown into Fleeting Time. Very interesting build here, which could explain why he's getting bursted so quickly, because he just has no bulk.
Do you know, like, this is actually a common thing of Franco now. They actually want to go Winter Crown first. So what the idea is that when Franco uses the ult, he can get canceled by crowd control, but not when he's frozen.
That is true. Glorious Pathway comes out. Ryota gonna be separated from the rest of his team and surrounded by 5 members. Smart Omega just has to abandon him.
And that's the tankiest guy on your team. This is why I'm not a big fan of the Franco. I completely understand why the Franco is there. I completely understand why teams are picking him up. And I hate Franco. I hate Franco.
So
I hate him so much. No matter how good he is, I won't use him.
So you frankly hate Franco.
Shut up, Staffa.
Well, let's hope Chuck Nu doesn't hate Franco after this, because he really does need to land something. He's got to set something up, especially with Fleeting Time. Having the Bloody Hunt, you need to find someone.
It's only a matter of time, Staffa. It's 50 minutes in the game. What are the chances if this game goes to 20 minutes and he doesn't land a hook? What are the chances of that?
That would be pretty sad, but not impossible.
In 20 minutes, not one hook.
Oh,
yeah,
Andor.
completely possible for sure.
Yep. Alright, Andori was able to survive in the middle lane against PS. Has to be careful of his positioning, because without him, Smart Omega cannot contest this Lord. Malefic Gun just completed on Alita, so the Claude is even more of a threat now. This is going to be a very important Lord dance for Omega.
Yeah, more importantly, it's going to be much more difficult for you to get the hook on the Claude, because he attacks from so much farther now. And now Ying as well as Black, they're making sure that Smart Omega can contest.
Glorious Pathway comes out. Rough actually misses, but Avatar the Guardian does not. It cuts off the rest of Smart Omega, but they're actually taking a lot of damage on the AI esports side as well. All of them so low on HP, but they're not being finished off. Black and Ying will be able to recall. Still 3 players alive on Smart Omega, so they're not going to be able to push with this for now, but they got the Lord, so Smart Omega got a mount of defense.
AI esports have 3 Lord at this point. Now they're probably looking at an end game here. They're probably gonna try to end this as quickly as they can, because the longer the game goes, the more you're giving an opportunity for Chuck Nu to eventually get a good hook. If you can end the game before he gets a good hook, then that's good. Then you can tell him in 70 minutes you didn't get even 1 hook, bro. Come on.
Yeah, that would not be good if we end up going to a game number 3. And right now, that's looking very likely. Lord can be dragged away by Ryota. Glorious Pathway cuts them off once again. Law and Order on the Phobius, but Joe actually does a lot of damage. The Lord is already bursted down. Only minions left for AI esports to play with. Claude trying to do damage to the Crystal, but Smart Omega, their wave cleared is really so... Oh, I can't believe that hook missed as well.
It's okay, Staffa. It's okay. Either ways, I gotta comment on that defense though. Jome and Ukir, AI esports, they gotta figure out a way. Either Dina or PS might even look to sacrifice themselves to take down Ukir first or Jome first, because Alita can end the game by himself. He can.
Yep.
And now that Lina has the Holy Crystal, much easier for you to get that burst down.
Yeah, it's impressive how effective this Kadita pick has been, when I was saying that it would be quite conditional during the drafting phase. Guess what do I know, right? Smart Omega can still hold, but they've got no buildings left. Chuck Nui, if you miss a hook here. But does he actually want to hook him? He finds the high-low. It's probably the worst target. Winter Cornthea gonna be keeping him alive. Lina misses the Petrify onto Jome. He's able to escape. Real World Manipulation comes out. The rest of AI Esports come to follow up. But they've already traded 1-for-1. Roam for mid. Still worth it for Smart Omega. Minion wave coming in. AI Esports pops the conceal. Taunt, can they find anyone? They find Andoryu, but the rest of his team is not here to follow up with damage. AI Esports cannot end here.
Yes, as well, is looking for an angle, but there's really no good angle to go for it. And, you know, can see a little bit of desperation. Although I'll have to say I would make the same play. Maybe they just panicked a bit because Chatnu finally got a hook in. But again, they should have realized, like, wait, it's just a high loss. Like, we can ignore it. Even if the high loss dies, so what, you know?
Yeah. You know,
like when the high loss got hooked, immediately go for the back line because Ukir and Joe might be out of position, and that's the point where you go ahead. You know, Vish right now, Smart Omega, they're challenging Air Esports. Now they're here around the Lord.
Yeah, for the first time, they're able to extend out. Black gonna find Ryota in the bush. Smart Omega has to respond to the mid lane minion wave. So they're leaving people behind. They're a bit separated right now. Glorious Craftway comes out. Ukir in a lot of trouble. Rough Waves gets the pick off. But Lina also going to be crapped out. Real World Manipulation doing some good damage while Alita jumps in the backline with the Wind of Nature. But Joe is somehow still surviving the 1v1. Chaknu now the only one left besides him. And he's going to be taken out by 3 members. Joe snipes, gets the immortality off of Hylos. But he is 1v4. He does so much damage, but he can't do it all by himself. Immortality, he survives, goes back to the base, but the crystal is open. And after a long winded road, AI Esports take game number 2.